guys, welcome back to another Dunk Reviews, and this time it's all about Tremonti and their new album. Yes, Miles Kennedy released his solo album earlier on in the year, so now it's time for Mark Tremonti. And of course his solo project is called Tremonti. So if you've never heard of the band, it's Mark Tremonti, the guitarist of Alter Bridge and Creed. He is a heavy metal guy deep down inside, and this is his solo project named Tremonti, where he's able to unleash all his heavy metal awesomeness into all his albums that he's released so far. So that brings us to his fourth album called A Dying Machine, that was released on Friday the 8th of June. Now, as I said at the start of the video, Tremonti is very much, he was brought up on thrash metal, on Metallica, and he's very much heavy metal guy at heart. And I think this album, it cements him as one of the, the most underrated heavy metal guitarists, if not artists, out there. Everything he does, he brings so much power and emotion, and A Dying Machine is no different. A Dying Machine has everything for any heavy metal fan out there. In fact, for any kind of rock or metal fan, there's so many kind of songs that could fit into so many different genres. You've got a lot of heavy metal, there's even a few of the kind of trademark rock ballads, and there's even one for me it's like a punk song, which is called Take You With Me. So it has something for everything in this album. With the evolution of the band from the different albums, I feel Tremonti's vocals have evolved as well, and every album is just getting more and more better. His vocal range, his abilities are just getting, they're just increasing, and what he can do with vocals is just, he's almost become one of the best vocalists out there for me. You can hear his singing vocal on the powerful kind of ballad from the first, the last, where you can really hear his singing capabilities. And then there's far too many songs in this album to mention to hear how he can get his rock growl on, to bring that powerful emotion to the heavy distorted riffs. Now, one thing that can never be questioned about Mark Tremonti is his songwriting abilities. He's up there with one of, if not the best songwriters in rock today, which is evident through the whole catalogue of the Alter Bridge albums. And again, this album, A Dying Machine, again shows his ability at songwriting. I really truly believe he is one of the best songwriters in metal today. So what is fast becoming my favourite game to play when looking at heavy metal albums is looking at the title. It sounds heavy, is it heavy? So looking at A Dying Machine, you've got songs like the first song, Bringer of War. It's got potential and it delivers. It is the first song on the album, as I said, and it brings all the power and energy that the title suggests. Next we've got A Lot Like Sin, and it is, it checks it as well. Very heavy song, full of sinful guitar riffs. It's another really heavy song. Next, near the end of the album, we've got Desolation, and this is a kind of yes and no. The beginning is very clean, no distortion at all, but then there's this killer riff that rears its head up every so often in the song. So it's getting a yes and a no. There's no denying the talent of this band. The drummer Garrett is absolutely phenomenal. Eric Friedman that's able to keep up with Tremonti on the guitars and add his trademark kind of high vocals to the song. But sometimes it feels that there's too much going on in the songs. There's some songs where the verse has got a completely different riff, and you kind of lose. I felt I got lost in the song. It lost all the momentum. You feel you're keeping up the song, and then throw in this huge curveball. There's so much going on that you just sometimes get lost in a few songs. And for me, that was kind of evident in the top half of the album. I said, if anything, that's me just kind of nitpicking. This is a phenomenal album, and as I say, carrying on with the talent. Some of the riffs that these guys produce are some of the best heavy riffs I've heard today, and especially it's going to leave you feeling breathless at the end. dragging you on this emotional ride, and you know, some of these songs are going to be incredible live. You know, you're going to be breathless from the mosh pits afterwards as well. And hearing the technical ability needed to play these songs, I do not envy these guys playing these songs live. So as always, with any new album, I like to give my top 5 songs from the album. So for Dying Machine, number 5, I went for the title song, A Dying Machine. It was huge when it first burst onto the scene, and it's so much power in the song, and I love the breakdown before the chorus. I love a quiet breakdown before a huge chorus. It just gets me every time. Number 4 is Bringer of War, which, as I mentioned, was the first song on the album. It's got such a great, at first it's almost like a western, like an old western movie intro, and it just builds up, and this killer riff, and it's a great way to start the tone of the album with this first song. Number 3 is Throw Them to the Lions, which is probably the heaviest song on this album for me. The riffs are just unbelievable. How they can, as I say, the technical ability of these players is, this is the best song to showcase their abilities. Number 2 is The Last, the First, which I say is probably there's always a kind of ballad in the song. This is the kind of the rock ballad in this album, and it really showcases Tremonti's vocals for me. Number 1 is Trapes, and you know, from all the songs, this one stood out for me, because if anyone was coming to me and said, right, what is Tremonti? What is this sound of Tremonti? This, for me, this song is Tremonti's sound. You know, this is, if I heard that, I would know, right, that is Tremonti's band. That's not Alter Bridge, that's not Creed, this is Tremonti. So there we have it, guys. Dying Machine from Tremonti, that was out on Friday the 8th of June. Make sure and check it out. There's a few videos on their YouTube page, so go and check them out as well. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe, as I try to keep up to date with everything rock and metal. So until next time, cheers.